If it was me and I was Mary Wilson or Florence, I wouldn't be mad. Especially Florence. She the home girl. Girl, you mean to tell me you round there with the Barry Gordy and he done took a shine at you, girl? If you don't go over there and hook him real good so that we can keep getting hit records, girl. Oh, my life. Bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and tip your favorite narrator via Cash App at $NAROB on YouTube. Let me tell you something. Every dollar counts. You hear me? Even if it's one, even if it's two. Okay, all the way to 200 or 100, whatever it is, every dollar counts. Because in this economy, when you give one, bitch, it feel like 10, but it's been like 10 cents. But still, I just appreciate the fact that in this economy, you all still believe in me enough to understand that when you tip me, it's encouragement. You Patreon members, you people that donate to the Cash App, and you that pay via YouTube membership. I appreciate you so much. And I love you. Now. Oh, this ain't the right book. One of y'all was like, Nay, I think it's because you're reading two books. That could be it too, but I don't know. Let's continue reading the original Marvelettes by Mark Taylor. I think it's because it's not too many people checking for the Marvelettes. And it ain't a lot of scandal surrounding them. Y'all, I know y'all sick of me with this lighting. I know. I don't even know what to say. Like I said, I just appreciate all of y'all with this audio, with this lighting. Y'all just, I don't know. Tell me what you feel about me streaming, because, baby, that's the way to make money now, streaming. The uploads on the videos is what I do and what I'm known for, but I don't get too many people in the streams. That's why I don't like doing them. Don't keep reminding me that I don't have a lot of viewers. Don't keep, even though my number says 76,000, don't keep reminding me that motherfuckers don't be checking for me. I don't want to see that. The Motown chairman was immediately drawn to Ross' aggressive pursuit of stardom and the group's overall air of sophistication. Whereas the Marvelettes scored a smash with their first single and were pushed into the limelight without any previous training, the Supremes spent their first 3 years at Motown in relative anonymity and were allowed to grow as artists. The first child is the crash dummy. And the second child gets the best of the parents because you know better now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had seen this video where they said you got two children, both have the same parents. And you wonder why the children are so different. And the person was saying, although the two children had the same mother and the same father, they were raised by two different people. Huh, Nene? What you say? The mother and father that raised the first child is not the mother and father that raised the second one. Y'all remember that. You parents, do you agree? Or the third one. Or the fourth one. You're not the same parents to each child. You're different parents. Now, you might have that same set of rules, but those rules are tweaked. Either they get harder or they get softer along the way. Same rules, but they're, let's say, given out differently. By the time they were given the big push, they had perfected their voices and their stage act. In an effort to get the Supremes on the right path to success, they were paired with the Red Hot Holland Dozier Holland writing and production team. They gave the group a top 30 hit in the fall of 1963 when the love light starts shining through his eyes. Within a year, the Supremes would become not only the top female act at Motown, but in the world. Gordy would take a personal interest in every aspect of the group's career from the moment they entered the recording studio to the time they left the stage. As a result, other artists at Motown, including the Marvelettes, who were vitally important to the early growth of the company, began to suffer. Betty Kelly of the Vandellas points out, the Supremes were easier to work with because they kind of had something, the three of them. I think Barry picked the right group to go into the direction that he wanted to go in. When it was done, I think a lot of people were intimidated or whatever, and instead of continuing to do what they were doing, they let some of it go to their heads. And there was envy and jealousy and this and that. I think he picked the right group, but that's my opinion. The writers were writing songs, and for some reason, they knew which group should have this song and which group should have that song. Holland Dozier Holland were geniuses at that. The Marvelettes' songs fit them, and the music that they gave to Martha and the Vandellas fit them. Catherine states it was never a point of being jealous or envious of any of the other female artists, at least not for myself, because the industry was big enough to accommodate everybody. Sometimes greed makes you see things differently than they actually are, and it was beginning to be a point of greed. All of us female artists seem to be trying to get the attention of Mr. Gordy, contends Brenda Holloway. I wonder what they were doing to get the attention of Bertie Gordy. I wonder what they were doing. Because I know the men wanted to, do it too, but the only person that succeeded was the Smokey Robinson. Because that ninja still on the Bertie Gordy top 10. Top 3. Top 2. The girls that did backgrounds and were not the leads, like Gladys, Diana, or Martha, they didn't seem to get involved in that particular aspect of singing. Of course, the lead singers were interested in getting material. We were a group of people, artists that needed material, and so we were always trying to be on Barry's good side so he could give the word to the producers to produce us. Now, I never thought of it like that, y'all, but that screams something to me. Like, what were these girls doing? And let's say this. Oh, by the way, I got my tickets to see Diana Ross down there in Durham, North Carolina. I'm going to see mine. I'm going to see the boss. It's my house and I live here. Hey, es su mi casa y vivo aquí. Ow! Bitch, I'm there in October, hopping that 10-year-old Mercedes, not quite, but almost, and I'm going to truck my ass down there to the Durham, North Carolina, bitch. So, it screams volumes to me how the girls were trying to get Berry Gordy's attention. And, I mean, why wouldn't he pick the one that was jumping out there to put her group in the best light with Berry the Gordy, the power man? And like I always said, don't get mad at Diana Ross because she knew how to S the right D to put her group in a good place. If it was me and I was Mary Wilson or Florence, I wouldn't be mad. Especially Florence. She the home girl. Girl, you mean to tell me you round there with the Berry Gordy and he done took a shine to you, girl, if you don't go over there and fuck him real good so that we can keep getting hit records, girl? I would tell that to my sister. I would tell that to my family member. I would tell that to my best friend. Bitch, if you don't take that pussy over there and hunch the bird, Gordy, so we can keep getting these hits, I wouldn't have no problem with it. But you know, some people they let jealousy and envy get in front of the money, and when it all is over, you gonna look back at it and you're gonna say, "Ooh, that B did what she needed to do. Ooh, maybe I should have hunched the Berry Gordy." You know, Berry Gordy secretly wanted some of Florence. Girl, I'd have been if he would have been hunching two Supremes. Figure how much more them girls would have gotten over the years. People don't get to the bag. People be so confused about what the right direction is. Over the years, there have been reports of a bitter rivalry between Gladys Horton and Diana Ross, particularly on the early Motown Revue tours. However, Gladys has considerably softened her stance pertaining to Ross and gives her much credit for her superstardom by stating, "Diana was a leader and I was a leader. We didn't have a lot of fights and arguments, but we did have some that stayed on my mind. I have a lot of respect for Diana. I respect any black woman who is trying to do something and actually does it because it's hard." These hoity-toity bitches. Girl, we know you come from Inkster. It's okay to be ratchet. Diana had no attitude. She was just a girl who spoke her mind. The arguments that she and I had were just over kitty stuff. Diana aspired to be a star. She knew she was going to be a star. I had not planned it. It was as if someone threw the career at me. This was the quickest way of getting out of the foster home circuit, and I went for it. Diana Ross was a hustler who always knew what she wanted. She knew she wanted to sing. She knew she wanted to be on Broadway. She knew these things, and she dreamed these things. Again, why you mad at my wife? Why you mad at Diana for being the boss? This is the bitch who she got into it with. She's the boss. So it has been widely argued that the rise of the Supremes in 1964 came at the expense of the Marvelettes. This argument is at best speculative. The former's ascent to the top happened perhaps independently of the Marvelettes experiencing a mini slump. Most likely, the rise of the Supremes was related to the abrupt departure of Motown's first female star, Mary Wells. We know that's true. We know that's fucking true. Because when we read the Mary Wells book, you know, Mary Wells had got beside herself and was like, "Oh, I brings in the money. Nothing you can do, 'cause I'm stuck like glue to my guy. Berry Gordy, I want this, I want that." Berry Gordy is like, "I can't afford to give you this and that." Okay, well, bye, bitches, bye. She went over there to wherever she went to and ain't get nothing. She said in the book we read that Motown spoiled her. She wasn't used to being a guppy in a great big ocean. She wasn't used to that. And that shit backfired. So the Sagittarius, he look at things as competition. It's a gamble. So I'm about to put everything in Diana Ross. Every fucking thing. And yeah, the Supremes will be the casualty, but bitch, that Mary Wells, she gonna miss me. You gonna miss me. Wells was now established as the biggest black female artist in the country, and along with the Miracles was heading Motown Revue tours. Wells singles Laughing Boy, Your Old Standby, and What's Easy for Two is So Hard for One did not do quite as well on the pop chart, although they did reach the R&B top 10. Holland, Dozier Holland were brought in for You Lost the Sweetest Boy, which was the flip side of What's Easy for Two, and became a top 10 R&B hit in its own right in the fall of 1963. Wells would reach the zenith of her career in the spring of 1964 when she took Robinson's My Guy to the top of the Billboard pop chart for 2 weeks in the middle of the Beatles chart sweep. And then she found out, remember, when she got beside herself and was like, "You don't want to give me what I want? Okay, bye." This proved to be a disastrous career move. Although Wells would generate a few good songs, her 18-year post-Motown recording career was extremely spotty, and she never came close to matching the lofty heights she enjoyed at Motown. Although the Supremes were Berry Gordy's girls, from virtually the moment they walked into Hitsville, they did not become a priority at Motown until the beginning of 1963. And it wasn't until the end of the year that they scored with "When the Love Light Starts Shining Through His Eyes." Yet this triumph was short-lived, as their next single, "Run, Run, Run," barely reached the Hot 100. After the Marvelettes passed on "Where Did Our Love Go?", the Supremes recorded it on April 8, 1964. Mary Wells' "My Guy" reached #1 in May 1964. The same month, she turned 23 years old and declared herself a free agent. "Where Did Our Love Go?" was released on June 17, 1974. In an attempt to get the Supremes additional exposure for their new release, Motown was able to get them added to Dick Clark's Caravan of Stars tour, where they were paid virtually nothing. Behind the scenes, Motown had reorganized its national record distribution and solidified its ties with radio program directors. 2 months after its release, "Where Did Our Love Go?" was the #1 pop record in the country, and Diana Ross was on the road to superstardom. Who confused? I ain't confused.